Magmortar packs some serious firepower with a great move pool to boot. Can it give us a W? My name is Just Weavile and welcome to my Pokemon Wi-Fi Battle series where we try to bring out the potential of every Pokemon there is. Let's get started. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Maximus 1216. So they're going to lead off with Pyroar, nice and shiny. As I led off with my Araquanid, so this is a great lead for us. I figured looking at the team, Torkoal's their only hazard clearer really, so I'm going to go for a Sticky Webs right off the bat, and that should do the trick here. They do withdraw the Pyro, not wanting to get smacked in the face with a Liquidation, which makes a lot of sense. And they're going to go out into Clodsire to absorb said water move. I'm guessing it's water absorb if that's the case. We go for a Sticky Web though, that's going to be great. Getting the Sticky Web was always really helpful. But now what we're going to do is we're going to withdraw, and I'm leaning towards Great Tusk. I think I'm leaning towards Great Tusk, so we'll go Great Tusk now. We withdraw Bubbles after getting the Sticky Webs up safely, and we're going to go into Great Tusk. Like I said before, they have got Trevenant as a Ghost type, so if this thing sets up Stealth Rocks now, which it hasn't, it's gone for a Toxic, which is great. Because if you set up Stealth Rocks, it'd be hard to Rapid Spin because Trevenant's a great switch into Great Tusk, weirdly enough. So I think they're going to go either Lilligant or Great Trevenant right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my rocks up because they're going to be really helpful. They withdraw Clodsire, not wanting to get hit by a Headlong Rush, makes sense. And they use Sylveon, interesting choice. So if we went on for a Headlong Rush there, that would have got some nice damage up on the Sylveon, but either way, he gets caught in the Sticky Webs, which is fantastic. We got our Stealth Rocks up, we're looking pretty good right now. So Stealth Rocks are up, there we go. And now we just need to switch out, pretty much, because we don't want to get hit by a Hyper Voice. What's my best switch into Sylveon though? I'd say Seviper's probably our best bet, so I'm going to go into Seviper now. And hopefully they don't have Psyshock and went for Psyshock on the switch, because Seviper just wouldn't be able to take that, you know. They go for a Hyper Voice though. It's going to sting a little bit, just a little bit of damage, nothing too drastic. Now they don't have a Steel type. They're probably going to switch into Clodsire, but I'm going to go straight for a safe Sludge Wave anyway. They do withdraw the Sylveon, not wanting to get hit by a Gunk Shot or a Sludge Wave. And they go into Torkoal, which is an interesting choice. So I'm guessing that thing's physically defensive. It's nice and shiny though, just like the Sylveon was. They get caught in the Sticky Webs, which means they're going to take some Stealth Rock chip, which means this Sludge Wave should 2-hit KO here, which is great. So they get the Drought up. Awesome. We go for Sludge Wave. Seviper is looking pretty good right now because that nearly KOs there. And we get the Poison as well, which is awesome. So if we assume they're going to go Clodsire here, we should still stay in and Sludge Wave because it's still chip at the end of the day. And we might take out the Torkoal here. So Seviper could be getting a KO, which is awesome. Yep, Sludge Wave comes through. They didn't want to switch in because we could go for an Earthquake there. We could change up moves and go for an Earthquake. Seviper does get that, and that would have definitely made the Clodsire's day a bit worse. But Seviper looks like it does pretty well against their entire team, to be fair. So Trevenant comes in now. Interesting choice, nice and shiny. Probably a Harvest set if it's in the sun. They're not Heavy Duty Boots, so they are probably a Berry. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get out of here. And I'm leaning towards them going for a Poltergeist. So I think I'll go into my Ninetales and try and get my Aurora Veil up. And also get rid of the sun. That seems like the best course of action for me. So Cushelle the Ninetales comes in. We get rid of that sun, which is great. Snow Warning comes through. There we go. No sun for you, I'm afraid. They go for a Trick Room. Interesting. So Trick Room comes through. Now, I have no reason not to go for an Aurora Veil here. They go for a Substitute, which is terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. We don't want the Substitute up, that's for sure. And we get the Aurora Veil up, which is really nice. So, I do have, if I'm remembering rightly, Infiltrator on my Seviper, so we can Flamethrower this thing through its sub, which is awesome. If we assume they're going to go for Settle Move of some kind, I feel like I should go into Seviper right now. I don't think they'll attack Ninetales outright. I think if anything they set up, so they're probably a Swords Dance set if I had to guess. So we'll go Rattles. Nice and shiny. They do go for a Poltergeist, which probably won't KO us because of the Aurora Veil at least. There we go. And that's going to do it. Is it going to do the job? It's not going to do the job. It's not going to KO us, which is awesome. So now I'm going to go for a Flamethrower. They are Horn Leech though, because the Trick Room is still up. Seviper going down here is fine. I didn't really need Seviper, to be honest with you. So Trevenant going down here. I just said that, and the reality is I forgot about Trick Room. I forgot about Trick Room, so that's a bit of a misplay on my half. Best bet is probably going to be Regidrago. So I'm going to go Regidrago. And the reason being is because we can go for Scale Shot, which will break the substitute, but also hit it afterwards, which is what we're going for here. So now I'm going to go for a Scale Shot now. They go for a Poltergeist. Obviously, they outspeed because of the Trick Room. I remember this time. But because we've got the Aurora Veil up, this should still bounce off of us pretty well. As we get a critical hit on us, which is really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. So Scale Shot comes through. Obviously, it might not break the substitute on the first hit, which it doesn't. But the second hit, it should do. There we go. It took damage, and it fades, which is awesome. Like so. So now what we go is we go for another Scale Shot. There we go. Third time. Fourth time. Can we get a fifth time? No, we hit 4 times, which is unfortunate. We're going to lower our defense, and we're going to get a speed boost. But you know what? I think we're all right here. The snow is going to stop, and so should the Trick Room, really. Yeah, the Trick Room does stop, which is awesome. So I'm going to go for another Scale Shot here, and hopefully we get the KO here. They withdraw Trevenant, so they haven't got Sucker Punch, which is good to know. Which they wouldn't have, because they've got Horn Leech and Poltergeist with substitute, so they wouldn't have Sucker Punch. They go into Sylveon. Sylveon's a great switch. It's going to get caught in the Sticky Webs and, of course, Stealth Rocks. Scale Shot's not going to work, obviously. And I think our best bet here is to try and KO this thing with Terra Blast Poison. I think that's our best bet. But it might not KO. That's the only problem we've got. So, do we have a switch in? No, we don't. Do we have to do this? Yes, we do. Let's go for a Terra Blast with Terra Poison. Like so. And hopefully, if we're lucky, the Hyper Voice won't KO us because of the Aurora Veil and us being resisted and us having such a high HP stat. But I think it does KO us still. But it's whether Terra Blast KOs or not. That's the real question. So we go for the Terra Blast like so. I love how the skull hat is on the dragon's head. That's pretty cool. Doesn't get the KO on the Sylveon. They go for a Hyper Voice. That's going to definitely KO. We live in. That Aurora Veil's coming clutch. That Aurora Veil's coming clutch right there. We just have the Hyper Voice from like 10% health. Awesome. Let's go for another Terra Blast. They withdraw Sylveon. Okay, so that's a good play. They're going to go to Cloud's Eye probably, right? Trevenant. Interesting choice. So Trevenant comes in. Like so. Gets caught in the Sticky Webs and the Stealth Rocks, of course. Stealth Rocks take it down to red. So Terra Blast is definitely going to KO here. But they have got a berry, so that changes things, actually. The berry's going to boost their attack, so it's a Lychee Berry one. Unfortunately for them. If it was Citrus Berry, they might live this Terra Blast, but unfortunately they're not. So down goes the Trevenant. Yep, there we go. Down it goes. I can mark that off the list. So Sylveon dies to a Terra Blast. Pyro probably goes down to a Scale Shot as well as Lilligant, and the Clodsire is the only interesting one. Clodsire comes in. Now, we didn't deal any damage to it before, but it is going to get some Stealth Rock chip, which could help. No, it's got its Heavy Duty Boots. I'm pretty sure Scale Shot does more because of Dragon's Aura. So I'm going to go for a Scale Shot here, and hopefully we don't miss. Scale Shot comes through. Oh, if we hit 5 times, there's a chance. Oh, it doesn't look like it, though. We hit 5 times. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get it. No. We got a low roll on the third one. That's the problem. But we nearly took out the Clodsire, which is great. And they go for an Earthquake, which takes out Regidrago. So Regidrago put in the finest of work today. He's took out the Trevenant. Nearly took out the Sylveon. Nearly took out the Clodsire. And now we can just go into whatever we want, really, and KO this thing. So what I'm going to do is, I'm looking at their squad. And I'm thinking, it's time for the Boomstick to come in. So Boomstick comes in, Magmortar. Like so. We go for a Scorching Sands because it's our most accurate move. That's going to hit the Clodsire for super effective damage and KO it. Scorching Sands comes through. And that's a dead Clodsire right there, which is awesome. So with Clodsire out of the way, we've got a Pyro, we've got a Lilligant, and we've got a Sylveon. Sylveon's nearly dead. Lilligant should go down easily. The problem is they haven't Terra'd yet. So Sylveon's going to come in now. We do get some Stealth Rock chip on them as well as Sticky Webs, which is awesome. There we go. So Fire Blast should do the trick here, provided we can hit it. So we hit the Fire Blast, which is great. And that's a dead Sylveon right there. So I think they were hoping for the miss on the Fire Blast, which makes sense. But not today, I'm afraid. Magmortar is coming through. Pyro the Cloud Watch comes in. Nice and shiny, of course. We do see the Unnerve. And are they going to get some Stealth Rock chip? They are. So Sticky Webs and Stealth Rocks is a thing, which means we don't have to worry about missing here. Well, we don't have to worry about outspeeding. So I'm going to go for the cross chop just to show it off. There we go. Cross chop comes through. KOs the Pyro in one clean hit, which oh, it was a crit. Oh, I think the crit didn't matter. I think the crit didn't matter, to be honest with you. But let's see how this Lilligant fares up, because they could potentially live a Fire Blast and go for a Quiver Dance. Lilligant the Pompous comes in. Nice and shiny as well. They get caught in the sticky webs and the stealth rock, breaking a potential sash, which is awesome. Awesome sauce. And we go for a Fire Blast here to KO the Lilligant. Fire Blast comes through. We don't miss, which is great. Lilligant goes down. And that is going to be the game. So GG Maximus, that was a pretty fun one. Did enjoy that one. Magmortar got to shine a bit, which is great. We love the Magmortar MVP-ness. But GG. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Cody. So they're going to lead off with Toxapex. As I led off with the Magmortar. I kind of predicted a Ninetales lead, to be honest with you. But this is not. This works out, I guess. So we could go for a Thunderbolt here, or we could switch out into Ninetales. Either or kind of works. Great Tusk also kind of works, but I don't know what they're going to go for. So I'm going to go for a Thunderbolt right off the bat, just to get some damage off on the Toxapex. Does half, which is nice. And they go for a Toxic Spikes, which is awesome for them. So that's fine. I don't mind that. They more than likely switch out now. They more than likely switch out. If I had to guess what they're going to go into, I'd say Great Tusk. But I'm going to go for a Thunderbolt again anyway, just to see if we can get a high roll. If they do stay in. They withdraw the Toxapex as expected. And they're going to go into what exactly? Hooper. Hooper's a good one. Good special defense. Can definitely take a hit. We go for a Thunderbolt. Does no damage, of course. Now, I could Terra and go for a Cross Chop, but there's a good chance to go for a Psychic here. Now, the real question is, what do I go into? Survivor's going to be good to absorb them Toxic Spikes, but I can't do anything to it. Regidrago can probably take a hit, but can we do anything in return? Probably not. So, do we go Araquanid? I think we go Araquanid, don't we? Araquanid comes through. That's the main thing that we're going to do here. So, Araquanid can definitely take a hit from this thing. As long as it's not physical, of course. But we've got that Custap Berry in the back. So, let's see how this plays out for us. We get poisoned, of course, on the switch in. They go for a knockoff. So, we don't have a Custap Berry. That's unfortunate. So, no Custap Berry for Araquanid over here, which is really unfortunate. But it looks like our Survivor does outspeed everything on their team. So, I'm going to go for a Leech Life here just to see if we can get, pull it off. They go for a T-Bolt, though. That's going to definitely take us out. So, they got T-Bolt and the knockoff, and they're also mixed. So, that's good to note. Very good to note. So, now we've got stuff that outspeeds this thing. We've got Ninetales, of course. I am going to go into Ninetales now. We know they're not Scarfed, so we can safely go for an Aurora Veil here, which would be really helpful. We do get poisoned, of course, but that's to be expected. So, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Snow Warning is going to come through. Now, they're not going to want to take a Moonblast, that's for sure. So, I'm going to go for the Aurora Veil now, just to get it up. They withdraw the Hooper, as expected. Are they going to go into what, though? Whis, the ones who I train, that's going to be the Ninetales, right? Yeah, Ninetales comes in nice and shiny. They're probably going to do the same thing we're doing. So, we go for an Aurora Veil. We go for the Aurora Veil. And what we'll do is, I want to switch out. If they're going to go for an Aurora Veil, well, I want to switch out. So I'm going to go into Survivor. We'll absorb the Toxic Spikes for a start. And also, we've got Infiltrator, so we can bypass the Aurora Veil that they're going to set up. So, Rattles might actually do pretty well here. So, the Poison Spikes disappear. Awesome. They go for an Aurora Veil, which is also awesome. Now, do they stay in and attack us, or do they switch out? We could have Flamethrower, which makes me think they'll deter from the Skarmory. I am going to go for a Sludge Wave here, just to see if we can get the KO here on the Ninetales. They withdraw, though. They're not wanting to stay in and get hit by the Survivor's Poison attack. And they're going to go to Great Tusk, which is fine. So Great Tusk, the one Swell Train comes in. Nice and shiny. We go for that Sludge Wave. It's going to sting a little bit. Not too much, though. There we go. And now we're going to switch out into our own Great Tusk. I think Great Tusk is a good answer to Great Tusk, to be honest with you. So we withdraw Rattles. Rattles could do well here. Rattles could do well. So Tuscany comes in, like so. They go for an EQ, which is fine. That's going to do a bit of damage to us. Nothing too drastic. And I'm going to go for an Ice Spinner here, just because I don't want to... I don't know. Ice Spinner comes through. We do outspeed, of course. Bit of damage, nothing too drastic. And then they go for a knockoff, which is going to get rid of our Rocky Helmet. We'll give them some Rocky Helmet chip in return. So we're going to win this 1v1 versus their Great Tusk. The Aurora Veil might wear off by the time we're done, but it's fine. Now I'm going to go for a... I'm going to go for a Stealth Rock. I think they switch out here. They do withdraw the Great Tusk. Are they going to go into the Ninetales? Or Skarmory? Swordsbook. That's an interesting choice. So, the fact that Swordsbook came in there on an Ice Spinner tells me they may be weakness policy or something along those lines. I don't know. I think Swordsbook's a bit too frail for weakness policy, so I doubt it. And that's the spring form, right? Awesome. So, our best bet is probably Ninetales, so that's what I'm going to go into. Ninetales can definitely take a hit from this Swordsbook thanks to the Snow and the Aurora Veil. So there we go. Ninetales comes in. Snow Warning gets up. They go for a Swords Dance. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. Very terrifying, in fact. So what do we do here? I guess we try and Encore. If they go for another Swords Dance, we can Encore them into it. They withdraw. Okay. And they're going to go into what, though? Toxapex? That's fine. Toxapex is fine. It's got all his health back. Wait, it didn't get his health back. Is it not Regenerator? Interesting choice. Anyway, Leftover's going to recover some HP for it. And we just go for a Freeze Dry here. Just to get some damage off on this thing. Actually, the Aurora Veil just wore off, so I'm going to go for another Aurora Veil instead. Just get the Aurora Veil up. It's just going to be helpful, you know? It's going to be really helpful. They probably go for a Toxic Spikes. They go for a Recover, which is fine. Equally fine. So now, if we assume their Aurora Veil is going to wear off this turn, which it should do, then we should definitely switch out. Right, their Aurora Veils wore off. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go into something to take this thing on. I'm leaning towards Regidrago, because that can kind of do stuff. I think I'm going to go Survivor, though. Survivor seems like a good option. So we'll withdraw Ninetales. There's a good chance they bring their own Ninetales in here. There is a good chance they bring their own Ninetales in. Nice and shiny, of course. They do withdraw the Toxapex. Are they going to go into their own Ninetales? They do. They go into Ninetales, which is fine. Now, I'm pretty confident that they might stay in and go for an Aurora Veil here. So I'm going to go for another Sludge Wave. I think they're going to be surprised by the Choice Scarf. They do withdraw. Okay, I thought they'd stay in and go for an Aurora Veil, which is fine. And they're going to go into Tsubaki, which is going to be what? Skarmory. That's the only one we haven't seen, so I should have known by the nickname. Stealth Rocks break the Sturdy. We go for a Sludge Wave, and obviously it fails. So I would stay in here, but I don't want to. So the snow does stop. We've got to go into Magmortar here. I think Magmortar is our best play. So we withdraw Survivor, which is fine. And we go into Boomstick the Magmortar, which is also double fine. They withdraw themselves. And they go into Great Tusk, the once well trained. So that's an unfortunate turn of events. So we outsped them earlier. So I have a feeling we're going to outspeed again. But do I want to risk it for a Chalky Biscuit? That's the real question. They could be a Assault Vest for all I know. I think what I'm going to go into is... I think I'm just going to Fire Blast. I think I'm just going to Fire Blast here. Yeah, we do outspeed, which is great. And that doesn't KO the Great Tusk, unfortunately. They go for a Rapid Spin, so now we don't outspeed, but they could get Flame Bodied here. Which they didn't. Which is unfortunate. So now, we can expect an Earthquake. We can definitely expect an Earthquake, so we go into our own Great Tusk here. So we'll withdraw Boomstick now that it doesn't outspeed. And we'll go into Tuscany once again. They go for an Earthquake. That's going to bounce right off us thanks to the Aurora Veil. But they don't have the Aurora Veil, so I'm going to go for a Stealth Rock once again. This does kind of invite in the Hooper, but I'm pretty sure we can take on the Hooper. Hooper the Wish Granter comes in. It's fine. We get the Stealth Rocks up once again. Now we are max speed, so we might outspeed the Hooper. Is it a risk I'm willing to take without checking speed tiers? I think they might predict a switch as well. I can't really switch anything in. Let's go for a Headlong Rush and see. Yeah, we do outspeed, which is awesome. Doesn't do enough damage to the Hooper to be, like, notable. Well, it does. It nearly KOs them, but you know what I mean. So Psychic Noise comes through. That's going to sting. That's going to take out Great Tusk, unfortunately. So Great Tusk goes down. And what we're going to do is the Aurora Veil wears off. Now, this thing is a threat, so we need to be very careful with what we do. I'm going to go into Ninetales here. We got the Stealth Rocks up, which is the most important part. They do not have a good switch into this thing, other than their own Ninetales. I'm going to go straight for a Moonblast here. Take out the Hooper. There we go. This does give them a free switch into their own Ninetales where they can get their Aurora Veil up. But like I said, Seviper could be the key player here. Toxapex comes in. Probably just to get the Regenerator back. Which they are regenerating, I think. Are they going to go for the poison? Don't know. I think I'm going to go for an Aurora Veil, though. Yeah, I'm going to go for an Aurora Veil here. We'll see what this Toxapex wants to do. If he goes for a Venoshock, that's a good play. They go for a Toxic Spikes. Also, decent play. So Toxic Spikes comes through. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go straight back into Seviper, absorb these Toxic Spikes for a start. And also because I have a feeling they're going to go into their Ninetales once again. I have a feeling. So we're going to go into Seviper now. Seviper can take any hit from this thing, no problem, thanks to the Aurora Veil. And we can absorb the Toxic Spikes. So we withdraw. Go into Seviper. Like so. Rattles comes in. There we go. And we'll see what they're going to do. So if they go for another Toxic Spikes, that makes sense. They withdraw. Okay, good. That's what we wanted. We want him to go into Ninetales, though. Tsubaki wants... The Once Well Trained comes in. Skarmory. Okay. Stealth Rocks dig in, which is awesome. We go for a Flamethrower here every single time. And I don't think they want... I was hoping they wouldn't switch out. Hoping they wouldn't switch out. They go Toxapex again. That's fair enough. The Scouting. Seviper has a lot of moves in its move pool that it can use. So that makes a lot of sense. So we go for a Flamethrower. Snake Breathing Fire. Never thought I'd see the day. And we get the Flamethrower off, which is a bit of damage still at the end of the day. And what we'll have to do is we'll have to withdraw Seviper. And I'm going to go into Regidrago here. I feel like they go for a Toxic Spikes or a Recover. Regidrago could actually do this from here. That Skarmory is there, existing in our face, so it probably won't. So Liquidation comes through. No damage, obviously. The snow's going to stop. Going to go for a Scale Shot. They do stay in. And if we hit 5 times here, it looks like it might KO. So there's the third. There's the fourth. There's the fifth, which is awesome. It won't KO, but it still does a decent amount of damage. It lowers our defenses, though, and then we also boost our speed, which is fine. So now, they go for an Ice Spinner. Interesting. That's going to do a bit of damage. Nothing too drastic. And the next turn, we'll obviously go for a skill. I want to predict them switch out into Skarmory. That's what I want to do. So I think I'm going to go Seviper now. I think Seviper's a good switch. So we withdraw Dragolem. Predicting the Skarmory to come in. And Rattles can come in and sort that out. There we go. Rattles comes in. They do withdraw the Toxapex. Are they going to go Skarmory once again? Tsubaki comes in. So because the Toxapex doesn't have a Regenerator, we're in a much better position right now. Because I think Seviper can win us the game. I'm going to go for a Flamethrower right now. They withdraw Tsubaki. And they're going to go into what? Toxapex? Toxapex is fine. Again, they don't have Regenerator on this thing, so we know this takes it out. We know Flamethrower KOs. Flamethrower comes through. That's a dead Toxapex. Awesome. So it was good that we got rid of the Hooper so early. But Seviper looks like it could actually pull this off. So Swordsbuck comes in. This thing gets high horsepower, right? And they would probably go for that, right? I'm going to Terra Grass Flamethrower right now. So we Terrastallize. We Terra Grass. Just in case they go for a high horsepower or a Stomping Tantrum or something. There we go. Terra Grass comes through. Now we're resistant to any ground type moves this may have. Like so. And we see them Terrastallize as well. So what type are they going to Terra into? They might go Terra Steel. There's always a chance. Terra Water. With Sap Sipper? That's awesome. That's awesome. That is awesome. So, right. Flamethrower comes through and does no damage, obviously. Yeah, no damage. Could burn. They go for a swords dance. Oh, that's scary. That's scary right there. And the Aurora Veil just wore off. Okay, what do we do here? I say we sack off Regidrago. So Dragolem comes in. Like so. They go for a Horn Leech. That's going to do a bit of damage. Nothing too drastic. And it restores the health. That's the problem we've got here. So naturally, I'm going to go for a Scale Shot. We outspeed them, which is interesting. So Scale Shot comes through. We get a crit on one of them, which might matter here. No, they have a berry. Never mind. They have a berry, which is going to recover their HP. Scale Shot comes through once again. There we go. Boom. And one more time. There we go for good luck. Hit 5 times. If they didn't have that Citrus Berry, we would have got the KO there. But you know what? Well prepped by Cody. High horsepower. They did have high horsepower. I was right. Awesome. So, looking at the health they've got left, I mean, we definitely go Survivor here. It's the only thing we have on the team that outspeeds it. So, Rattles comes in once again. Like so. We go for... I want to go for a Flamethrower again. I'm going to go for a Sludge Wave, though. Sludge Wave comes through. Survivor gets another KO, which is awesome. Love to see it. The Choice Scarf catching people off guard is awesome. But we can win this game with Survivor now. Now that thing's gone and they've already terrored, we can win with Survivor. Choice Scarf outspeeds everything on the team. Great Tusk, the once well trained, comes in. Once again. And I believe Sludge Wave KOs here. So I'm going to go for it. I could be very wrong. And it might not. But I'm going to try it anyway. Doesn't get the KO. They go for an Ice Spinner, which is going to definitely do a lot of damage to us. Not enough to get the KO, though. And then we go for another Sludge Wave and get the KO on the Great Tusk. Sludge Wave comes through. Survivor putting in the work right now. The Great Tusk goes down. And we've got Ninetales and Skarmory left. Tsubaki, the once well trained, comes in. So all we have to do is withdraw into anything else. Probably Ninetales to sack it off. We withdraw into Ninetales to sack it off. And then we go for the Survivor, Flamethrower, KO the Skarmory, KO the Ninetales, we win with Survivor. So it's a bit of a Fairymon's game, this, but Survivor did super well this game. So Ironhead comes through, that's going to KO Kushel. And like I said, we go Survivor, we Flamethrower, we outspeed. But you know what? We're going to win this game with Survivor. So we ran out of time anyway, so we can't even finish the game. But you know what? This will make a great bonus battle. So, seeing Survivor pop off is always a nice change of pace. Time has run out. There we go. GG, Cody. That was a fun one. I did enjoy that. G freaking G.